What's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Syma X5HC sent to me courtesy of litake.com. The X5HC is the follow-up to the very popular X5C, but with one major added feature: altitude hold. So that means you're not going to have to manage your throttle. You put it up to the height you want and it's going to stay at that height. And this feature works extremely well on this quadcopter. Being that it is the follow-up to the X5C, I expected this one to be very stable and a very good flyer, and I wasn't disappointed. It is very nice not to worry about the throttle while you're flying this around. You can concentrate on what it is you're trying to shoot or just fly it around for fun. I'm extremely impressed with how well the altitude hold works in this quadcopter. Outside of that, the flight characteristics are very similar to the X5C. There were only two rates on this one, a low and a high, and the low is very suitable for beginner flyers. Kind of tough to fly outside if there's any sort of wind, but you bump it up to the higher rate and you can fly this one around in somewhat windy conditions, but you definitely don't want to take this one out on a very windy day because this one is liable to get blown away. It has a little bit of power to fight wind, but not a whole lot. It is a very, very gentle flyer. The video quality on this one is very comparable to the X5C, and I was a big fan of the video quality on the X5C. For a toy grade quadcopter, it's pretty good. It's 720p. This one might have just a slight bit of jello wobble in it. Not too bad, nothing extreme like I've seen on some of the other quadcopters. It does have the unfortunate downward angle that the X5C had also. I wish they would correct that to something that's more adjustable or just a little bit more straight on so you get more of the horizon while you're shooting. And if you want to detach the camera, it just slides off and you unplug it. So that's super easy and definitely a plus. While we're talking about the camera, it does come with a 4GB micro SD card. So plenty of space to shoot video on. Flight time on the X5HC is about 7 to 8 minutes, and that's a pretty good flight time, and the charging time with the included charging cable is about 90 minutes. The one big difference on this one is it has a proprietary battery connection. Never seen a battery connection like this, so you're not going to be able to use your batteries from the X5C or any other quadcopter in this one unless you want to mod the cable. That's definitely a major disappointment with this quadcopter. Don't like the proprietary connection. Probably just a way to get you to spend more money on batteries, so I wish they would have included a more standard battery connection like a JST or something like that, but for some reason they decided to go with this proprietary battery. The body of this one seems very durable. I've had a few crashes with it, mostly because you forget that this one's not very maneuverable, so you fly close proximity to something and you expect it to be able to turn in time and it doesn't. So that's something to be aware of, that it does take a decent amount of time for this one to turn. Let's talk about the transmitter. Both sticks are spring loaded, so they're going to snap back to the middle position after you give it whatever sort of input you want. And that's because this one has the altitude hold feature. Your upper left button is going to be your rates, and there's only two rates on this one, a low and a high. And your upper right is going to be your flip button, and it will flip in 4 directions. It flips pretty well, maybe a little bit sloppy, but not too bad. Outside of that, what would normally be throttle trim is your camera functions button. Up is photo and down is video, and then the rest of the buttons are your standard trim buttons. I like the way this transmitter feels. Similar again to the X5C transmitter, except this one's white and it does have the spring-loaded sticks. So overall, I'm a huge fan of the X5HC, an excellent follow-up to its little brother, the X5C. And I think if you're just starting out, or if you've been into this hobby for a little while, you're gonna like this one. That's all I'm gonna have with the X5HC from Syma, courtesy of litake.com. I wanna say thanks again to Litake for sending me this one for review. I think it's gonna appeal to both beginners and advanced flyers. I'm a big fan of this one. I think you should probably add it to your collection. So if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, try not to crash and burn, and happy flying, everyone.
Whoops.